Hey YouTube, I'm back again. I've got a pickups video. It's been a while. What we've got is pretty much everything I've picked up in the month of January 2021. I did do a pickups video right at the beginning of January, which was sort of what I picked up from, I guess, from just after Christmas into the new year. And then we went back into lockdown. So there's been no shops open, so pretty much everything, up until yesterday at least, everything was either bought online at CX or eBay and HMB, I think. Yep. Then I got a parcel yesterday. No, I got a parcel on Saturday. It's Monday this morning. Well, it's Monday all day today, but it's Monday. Yesterday I contacted somebody on Facebook who had a huge pile of Blu-rays for sale at £1 each, and I sent him a big list. Unfortunately, a good chunk of them are gone, and I only managed to get 9 of the 30 odd that I wanted. He'd sold the rest, and there's some decent titles in there, a few out of print. I did manage to get one of the out of print titles, there was a Michael J. Fox one, which I always remember as The Concierge, but it had a different title, For the Love of Money, I think it was. Again for £1, but somebody beat me to that one, unfortunately. So yeah, we'll get into, I think the first thing that I got in January, after those few that I bought at the beginning of the month, was another 101 Films Black Label. I got this off eBay for £7. It's been the cooler, which is spine number 6, and this has the sound that nobody wants to hear when they get a new Blu-ray. The loose disc. Now generally a brand new Blu-ray with a loose disc isn't a problem. You can reseat them usually pretty easily if it's a single disc. As an example, I just got this off the shelf. So we've got a disc loose inside. I close it up. Generally, if you can just get it sat right, and of course it's going to prove me wrong now. Was that it? There we go. Sat back in place. So more often than not, when they're sealed, you can do that. If it's a 2-disc, it's slightly more difficult. If you've got a second hub, these hubs are really easy to manipulate when it's sealed. The other hub on a 2-disc is usually quite different, and not as easy, and it's also difficult to tell which disc is loose. If you've got a flipper tray, I've never actually tried it with a flipper tray, but I imagine that's going to be difficult as well. But the whole point is pressing on the top, you get pressure on the disc to push it back onto the hub. With this one, you've got all that extra padding. You've got a book and the box, and this is a 2-disc, so I don't know what type of case it is, whether it's a 2-disc case or whether it's got a flipper tray. But I tried for a little while, I couldn't reseat it. I will open it and reseat it. But yeah, I was a little bit annoyed that it came with a loose disc, but it's really no big deal. Then I got this off CEX. I've been looking at these on Amazon for years, maybe not years, but there's 3 volumes. I got volume 3 for Christmas a couple of years ago, even though I had all 3 in my wish list, and they were all similar prices. So why that one was bought over 1 or 2, I don't know. Anyway, I got volume 1, the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. This was £12, which I thought was a bargain. I took a bit of a risk, knowing that it probably wouldn't come with a J card, and it didn't. The box isn't awful, but it isn't in the best condition. But I don't want to lose the receipt there. When it got here, quite a few of the hubs, you can't see there because it's out of camera shot, quite a few of the hubs were broken, so you got loose discs inside, and there's no way of of getting replacements for them. You know, they're no good. Let me get this a bit closer. So we've got that one, and then we've got the same at the other side. So I wasn't very happy. As it turns out, they haven't got any more available online. So I'm just going to wait until the shop's open. I had a look on the website and said everything's got the usual guarantee, and you can just take it back to the shop once the shop reopens for a refund, which I'll just do that, because at the moment there isn't another one available online for them to send me a replacement anyway. So that was unfortunate, but I'll get it eventually. This one, I was so pleased to find this, and I came across it in the weirdest way, because it's a Blu-ray, but I was searching for HD DVD, and if I can find it, let's just have a quick look on eBay. eBay purchases. Where is it? There it is. So what I got, License to Drive, even though on here it's called Daddy's Cadillac, which is actually inaccurate, to be fair, because it's not. It was his grandfather's Cadillac. But that, regardless of that, I love this film. I don't think this ever got a DVD release in the UK, let alone a Blu-ray release. And the American one seems to be very expensive. This came from Germany, from Momox. And if I can just open the listing and hide my address. So I was searching for HD DVDs, and this came up in a HD DVD search, but there's nothing there that says this is a Blu-ray. Now generally these are on eBay for about 15 quid and up. That, for whatever reason, is the wrong price. It was £7 something. I think they've taken the VAT off for whatever reason. I don't know why. But yeah, clearly the picture was a Blu-ray. It says nothing there about it being a Blu-ray. It just says HD and then DVD, which is why it came up in the HD DVD search, I guess. So I thought, I'm going to jump on it. If it comes as a DVD, I can always return it. But it took a while. It took over 2 weeks to get here. But I was really happy for what I think was £7. Let's see if we can just go back to purchases. Might be a little bit of a spoiler here. Is there anything on there that gives anything away? Yeah, my address is there, so we'll hide that. But there, £7.63 I paid for it. For whatever reason, it says it hasn't been delivered yet, but it has. But it's gone up to £6.63. So I'm thinking it's probably something to do with VAT. Is why they're showing that price. But yeah, it was £7.63, which I think was a bargain for License to Drive on Blu-ray. I watched it pretty much the day after I got it. Still as great as ever, although I don't remember it being quite as 80s. I mean, obviously it's an 80s movie. It was made in the 80s, but it was a lot more 80s than I remember. I suppose that when I last watched it, it was probably more than 20 years ago. So it was closer to the 80s than we are now. These next three all came from Cinema Deso. And they were all pretty good bargains, actually. This one is a Eureka title. Harry Dean Stanton's last movie, Lucky. And it comes with the booklet. So I was happy to find that for £3. Yes, please. That was a bargain. The next one, an Arrow release. This was £4. Daniel Isn't Real. Again, comes complete with the booklet. There's an art card in this one as well, I believe, for The Wolf of Wall Street. Which surprised me, because generally Arrow only put in art cards of things that they either have already released or have an intention to release, although they don't just do Blu-rays. Well, I mean, obviously they do DVDs as well, but they do books and and vinyl as well. So maybe it's something they're going to do a book about, or even have the vinyl soundtrack. I don't know, but yeah, it was a bit of a shock to find that in there. Yeah, so Daniel Isn't Real. I haven't watched that yet, so I don't know much about it other than I think it's quite a recent film. And then this was one I mentioned not too long ago. I got the Blu-ray and I was looking for the 3D, and I found it. Pacific Rim Rising 3D, again £3. That's been redeemed, so I wouldn't worry about that. Something I pre-ordered probably 3 or 4 months ago. It was supposed to be released, or it was scheduled to be released early December, and then it got put back, which I can't say I'm surprised, because the third of the 3 movies didn't get its official UK release until January the 25th, which is when this was released. So it's the Bill and Ted Most Excellent Collection, all 3 movies. As far as I'm aware, this is the first time and only time Bogus Journey's had a Blu-ray release in the UK. It wasn't cheap, 30 quid, but it's got, obviously it's got all 3 movies, but it has the more recent edition of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which is the newly scanned at 4K, obviously not presented in 4K, but it's got the 4K restoration of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So yeah, I was very happy to scoop all 3 of those in one go. Like I say, if you want Bogus Journey here in the UK as a UK release, I'm sure this is the only way you can buy it. Then I received a parcel on Saturday. I knew it was coming because I got a heads up earlier in the week from Pete Cahill, who sent me all those snapper cases last year. He said, oh, I've got a couple of things for you, put them in the post. Amongst them was a couple of slipcovers, which is always appreciated. So first of all, we got Cuba. I do actually have this. I got it when it was released. Must be 5 years ago at least. So I got the slipcover for that. This is currently on clearance at 88 Films website, sadly without the slipcover, for £1.99. So if anybody's looking to get this, jump on that. And then the other one I got was another 88 Films. This is Piranha 2. This is one I don't own, so it is on my list to get, but at the moment it's a little bit more expensive than I would really want to pay for that one, so I'll probably wait for a price drop. And then a couple of films, another snapper. This one I'd never heard of, but it's got a great cast. This Boy's Life, Robert De Niro, Ellen Barkin, and of course, as you can see on the cover there, Leonardo DiCaprio, a very young looking Leonardo DiCaprio. And as usual, you get extra stuff on the inside of these, and a picture disc as well, which is always good, so I'm happy about that one. And then a film I mentioned quite recently, I think in the last video, I got the slipcover of Peter, Blu-ray Bullet Brit, different Pete, for War of the Worlds, something I hadn't seen and kind of want to rewatch because I didn't love it when it came out, and I've always really liked the story of War of the Worlds from way back in the 70s as a kid. And yeah, like I say, I didn't love this film when it came out, so I need to rewatch it. I've only seen it the one time. Then this last bunch were, like I mentioned at the beginning, all came from a Facebook listing. Once again, let's see if I can I'm going to try and do this without too many or any cuts, to be honest. I'll see if the listing's still up on Facebook. Saved items. There it is. So there was a huge list of pages, Blu-rays. Like I say, I sent him a list of well over 30 that I was interested in. Unfortunately, most of them are gone. It did say when I found the listing, it'd only been up a day. So I thought there was a good chance that there was still a lot of these left, but as it turned out, he'd had this listing up since before Christmas, but he was selling them at £3 each to start with. So I guess he'd sold a bunch of them. He said he'd sold 40 plus to 2 different people. So I guess they probably bought. That was the one in green there, The Love of Money, which is a Michael J. Fox film from the 1990s, which I always remember. I didn't have a clue what that was until I looked it up on Google, and it's the film that I'm sure was called The Concierge. It was even says in IMDb it's The Concierge, however you want to pronounce it. So I was gutted that that's gone, because that's out of print. It's very difficult to find. So yeah, I was gutted that he didn't have too many of the ones that I wanted, but I got a few. I'm going to have to stop it for a moment because my alarm's just going off in the kitchen telling me my dinner's ready. So I'll be back shortly. Right, so we're back. So where was I? Facebook Marketplace is where I got this lot. Now the first one, it's the only one of these that I'm 99% sure this is out of print. None of the big retailers that I've seen have it in stock. You can get on Amazon from a marketplace seller, but Amazon don't stock it. There is one on eBay right now for £6.60 something. Borat. And then there's a whole cultural learnings of America for Make Benefit Glorious Nation of Kazakhstan. There we go. You can still get this on CX as well for, I think it was £8. I remember looking at that not so long ago when I got that Borat DVD, the limited edition one. So CX only have it in 2 spots, so Ipswich and Islington. So if you're near either of those and you want this one, it's in there. Problem is now I've got to find a slipcover for this, which will probably be nigh on impossible, because this did originally come with a slipcover. So I would like to find that if I can. Next, a fantastic comedy from the 1980s. I love this film. Dirty Rotten Scoundrels. It's just so much fun. Michael Caine is, and Steve Martin for that, but Michael Caine is excellent in this film. This one I remember from the video stores back in the 90s, but I don't remember it being called Greedy. I remember that tagline on the cover, where there's a will as a relative, and for many, many years I just assumed that was the title of the movie. It is the same movie, because I remember Kirk Douglas being the old man in the film. Like I say, I've never seen it, I just remember it in the video shop. Another Michael J. Fox film. But yeah, if anybody has any information on that, is Greedy always been the name of this, or was that the name at one point, where there's a will as a relative? I just remember that on the cover of the VHS in the video store. I don't ever remember the name Greedy for this movie, but maybe I just misremember it. This one I'd never heard of, but it was I thought it was a US. Like you saw in the pictures, all I saw was the spines, and I knew this wasn't a UK release. And when I looked it up on Blu-ray.com, there was a US release of this, The Damned. Everybody has a secret, but this isn't. This is a looks like a Netherlands release, although according to Blu-ray.com, this version doesn't exist on there. They only show, with this cover, I think they only show America and Canada. There's not many. In fact, I don't think. Yeah, there's a couple of other releases of this film on there. I think there's a Spanish one, but they all the others have foreign titles. But there wasn't one specifically for the Netherlands showing on Blu-ray.com. So it's an old film. It's 2013. So I mean, old relatively compared to the fact that it should be up on their website by now if it was going to be. So I don't know why that's not up on there. This one, I don't know why I didn't own this, but I do now. Stand By Me, part of who was it, Sony's collection. This has been a 25th anniversary edition. Spine number 3, Stand By Me. Yeah, looking forward to getting into that. It's another one that's been a long time since I've seen. Apart from the most recent one, this was the only one of this series that I didn't own on Blu-ray. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. I don't hate this film. It's just a good cheesy action movie, and for that I enjoy it. It's not Terminator 2. It's never going to be Terminator 2. I mean, it's a certificate 12, but it's just fun. I enjoy it for what it is. This I haven't seen since I got the HD DVD, probably 10 years ago, but it surprised me on how much I enjoyed it, even though it is quite a slow burn. The Brave One with Jodie Foster. I really do enjoy this film. This obviously came from CX at one point. So yeah, I'm happy to have got that on Blu-ray, only because it's a Warner Brothers, and like I say, it's been probably 10 years since I've played that HD DVD. I don't even know if it still works, so I'm happy to grab that. This one, although actually it is brand new. I was about to say it's probably resealed. It came from Renew, and they used to. I mean, there is still one store around. All the rest closed down, but they all their Blu-rays they resealed. But this one does actually have a factory seal on it, which often they do get. They just buy, or they used to buy, I guess, overstocks of new Blu-rays, as well as all the second-hand stuff that they got, which they used to reseal. And I happen to have a slipcover for this one upstairs, so I've put them together. And then finally for this bunch, The Lone Ranger, a film that I do own. This one is sealed, and it'll stay that way, because like I say, I already own it. I got it for this sleeve. It's the HMV exclusive Disney sleeve, which matches the Pirates of the Caribbean ones that I've got, and there's a whole bunch of others as well that come with this style art and this sleeve. So yeah, I'm happy to grab that. So there we go. Move them over slightly. That's my pickups for the last month, all but I guess the first 2 or 3 days of January, where I got some stuff in the charity shops. You can see that in the last but one video, although some of that stuff is late December as well. But yeah, that's it. So once again, thanks very much for watching. If you've made it to the end, you know what to do. Thanks very much, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hopefully it won't be quite as long, although lockdown doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. I've got a couple of pre-orders, but they're not due out till 22nd of February, so we won't see them till the end of the month. Whether I'll pick much else up, I've got another 101 Films Black Label release I bought on Saturday or Friday, which got posted yesterday, so that'll be here this week sometime. Other than that, nothing else is at the moment. There's nothing else that I'm going to be looking to get, I don't think. But I'll still be looking out for those bargains on eBay and CX and wherever else. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Ta-ra.